Chicago was drowning in snow. The city had just been hit by a brutal winter storm, leaving streets half buried and homeless shelters overcrowded. Ryan Carter, 28, was returning from his late-night shift at the hospital. A trauma nurse, he had seen suffering daily, but tonight felt heavier than usual. Maybe it was the snow, or maybe it was fate. As he passed under the Wacker Drive Bridge, he noticed a figure curled up near a dumpster, covered in a thin, wet blanket. Shivering, he stopped. "Hey, you okay?" The figure moved, revealing a young woman, maybe 20 or 21. Her eyes were sunken, but beautiful. Her lips cracked from the cold. "Don't come near me," she said weakly. "I'm a nurse. You'll freeze to death here. I'm fine. Leave me alone." But she wasn't fine. She was hypothermic. Ryan sighed and did what his conscience demanded. He called an ambulance and waited with her until they arrived. She was admitted under the name Jane Doe, refusing to give any details. She wouldn't speak to anyone until Ryan walked in. "Why do you care?" she asked, glaring at him. "Because you're human," he replied. "And I don't think anyone deserves to be forgotten." That night, she gave him her name, Emily. No last name, no hometown, but something about her eyes haunted him. Over the next few days, she began to open up. She'd been living on the streets for 6 months, had no ID, no phone, no friends. Ryan pressed gently. "Don't you have parents?" She hesitated. "I did, but I don't want to go back." He nodded, but something in her voice told him she needed to go back. Ryan couldn't stop thinking about Emily. She was intelligent, well-spoken, and clearly came from a decent background. Why was she living on the streets? One night, he searched online for missing persons in Illinois. His breath caught. A news article from 6 months ago. Emily Rose Whitmore, daughter of prominent lawyer Thomas Whitmore, missing after family dispute. It was her. He printed the article and brought it to her the next day. "You lied to me," he said softly. Emily turned pale. "So now what?" "You'll call them? I want to help. That's all. But they're looking for you." She shook her head, tearing up. "You don't understand. My parents are not who you think they are." Over the next few hours, Emily told Ryan the story she had buried deep. Her father was powerful, yes, but also abusive, controlling. After her mother died, he changed. Cold, ruthless. When Emily turned 18, she discovered he was planning to force her into a marriage to save his business reputation after a scandal. She refused. He locked her out of the house, told the world she had run away. "I didn't leave because I was rebellious," she whispered. "I left because I was scared." Ryan sat in silence. The pieces of the puzzle had shifted. "What if," he asked slowly, "I went with you? Just to see if it's safe?" Emily looked at him, eyes wide with fear and a flicker of hope. A week later, they boarded a bus for Springfield, Illinois, her hometown. Emily was nervous, fidgety. Ryan stayed close, protective. When they arrived at the Whitmore estate, it was like entering another world. Gated, polished, cold. Ryan rang the doorbell. A maid opened it, and behind her, Thomas Whitmore. His eyes locked on Emily. His face was unreadable. "Emily," he said, "you're alive." She flinched. "I want to talk." They were invited in. Thomas offered Ryan a drink. Ryan declined. The conversation was tense. Thomas was polite but condescending. He called her dramatic, dismissed her memories as overreactions. Emily tried to stand her ground. "You abandoned me. I protected this family," he replied. Ryan had heard enough. "You can't rewrite what you did." But then, something strange happened. Thomas started crying. "I didn't know you were really gone," he whispered. "I thought you'd be back in a day or two. I've been looking for you every day since." Over the next few days, Emily stayed at the estate while Ryan stayed at a nearby hotel. She learned that her father had changed. Therapy, medication, regret. But forgiveness wasn't instant. Memories lingered. One night, she visited Ryan. "I don't know if I can forgive him," she said. "You don't have to right away," he replied. "But maybe forgiving him is how you heal." She leaned into his shoulder. "I wouldn't have come back if it weren't for you." The next morning, Emily noticed something odd. Her father was hiding letters. When he went out, she snooped in his study. There, she found dozens of return letters sent by her mother. Her mother wasn't dead. She had divorced Thomas, and he told Emily she had died. Heart pounding, she showed the letters to Ryan. "She's alive," she whispered. "He lied to me for years." Emily confronted her father, screaming, crying. "You told me she was dead. I thought I was protecting you. She left us. I didn't want you to hate her. You made me hate myself." Thomas collapsed in tears, but Emily walked away. With Ryan's help, she tracked down her mother, living in Denver, Colorado. Married again, alive, and waiting. Emily left with Ryan. When she saw her mother after 5 years, they both broke down. They talked for hours, laughed, cried, reconnected. Ryan stayed nearby, supportive, quietly falling in love with her. And she knew. He wasn't just the man who brought her back to her family. He was the man who brought her back to herself. Emily now works as a youth counselor, helping runaway teens. She and Ryan live together in Chicago, in a small apartment filled with warmth, books, and quiet love. One evening, she turns to him and says, "You didn't just take me home. You gave me one." And Ryan replies, "It was never about the road. It was always about the person walking beside me."